It was pandamonium in the nation's capital this week. Two new giant pandas have returned to the National Zoo here in Washington, D.C. It's part of what many are calling panda diplomacy. 3-year-old Bao Li and Qing Bao landed Tuesday from China. They are now in a 30-day quarantine period. D.C.'s two newest residents are settling in nicely, too. Here they are exploring their temporary home while they wait for their new and improved habitat. Well, pandas have always been a presence here in D.C. since 1972. That's when President Richard Nixon visited Beijing to establish diplomatic relations between the United States and China. Well, joining Capitol Review is Dr. Carla Freeman, a senior expert in U.S. China relations for the United States Institute for Peace. Dr. Freeman, welcome to Capitol Review.
Thanks for having me.
Well, let's talk about the return of the pandas to the National Zoo and also other zoos, including San Diego. Is that a good sign moving forward?
Well, it's certainly a sign that the Chinese government wants to say to the American people, we can put on a friendly face, we China. This is at a time when perceptions of China and the United States are at an all-time low. So these pandas make great ambassadors for China, to the United States people. And I think that's an important part of China's decision to send pandas back to the United States after a number of years when pandas were being returned to Beijing and to China at Beijing's request.
Dr. Freeman, what has changed between China and the U.S. over the past year? Because it was just last fall that we sent the pandas back to China. What's changed?
Well, the relationship still remains really tense, but there were some positive developments in terms of communications between the two sides in the past year, beginning actually late in 2023. So in a sense, the panda diplomacy that's ongoing and the return of the pandas to the National Zoo is a sign that there may be an effort on the Chinese side to pursue a more constructive relationship with the United States going forward.
Dr. Freeman, you described the relationship as tense. Our relationship with China, is it just about trade, or does it go beyond that? Is it more complex?
It's much more complex. Trade remains an important part of the relationship, but we also have a lot of disagreements on security issues and the issue of Taiwan, for example. The United States feels that China is putting a lot of military pressure on Taiwan, as in fact we saw just last week with in response to Taiwan President Lai's speech when China sent over 150 warplanes to encircle Taiwan, and there are a whole other set of issues, including on advanced technologies, where we are concerned about China's use of dual-use technology. So it's American technology. So it's a really complicated relationship.
Dr. Freeman, what has to happen to improve our relationship with China, and can that happen in our lifetime?
Actually, that's a question that remains to be answered. It's an important question. I think the United States and China have a long way to go in improving relations. It's not impossible, but we are going to have to work out a way of two very big, powerful countries living in the world together. And in a way, we can say that pandas, which symbolize in some ways a joint effort in the world to conserve an endangered species, is a symbol of the two countries' efforts to work together on issues of common concern. So it's a gesture of hope.
Are you optimistic that things can change?
Well, I'm an eternal optimist. I've watched this relationship through its many ups and downs, and I do think it could change, but we have a lot of sources of tension, as I said before, in the relationship, and so it's going to take some really a real diplomatic effort on both sides for us to make progress.
Dr. Carla Freeman, thank you so very much for joining us.
Thanks so much.